How did Tyler look today?
Really good. Velocity was good. The stuff was great. A lot of swing and miss. He said he felt good. Back was good. 3 innings. I think it was upwards around 57 pitches. So really good start to our day. Probably throw a bullpen after that, and if all goes well, we should be able to slot him into the rotation after that.
You said Wednesday against the Giants.
Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. There you go.
And then how's Jason Heyward doing?
Jason's doing fine. Hopefully, obviously he was out there for the lives, running around, throwing. Did that over the break. So hopefully we'll get him activated here in the next few days.
Seems like Mookie's up to his level.
Mookie looks good. He physically he looks good. I think he's going to get another X-ray in the next day or two, just to kind of make sure that the bones are healing properly, which he's done before. Catching grounders, going across the diamond. Like I said, he looks good physically. So he's got to do this grip strength test. And once he gets to 85%, then he can swing a bat. So he's going to do that today, and we'll know more after that.
Dave, did you watch the home run derby?
I did. I was pleasantly surprised that Teo won it. He was determined, and it was a lifelong dream for him to participate, and he put on a good show.
You talked before the break just about the focus he can have in certain situations. As a hitter, is that something that can be translated there in the derby?
I think so. I've certainly never participated, but you don't have the shell. It's just you on the field with the batting coach, batting practice pitcher, and sometimes nerves get the best of you, especially your first time. But he had a different look, focus, and determination, and I think that kind of carried him, through that marathon of a derby.
Doc, you guys need help before the trade deadline?
Bill, we do. I think the question is whether it's internal or by way of trade. Where we're at, the 26-man roster is going to be augmented. And the hard part is trying to figure out who, when, and if guys are coming back. And then to appreciate the deadline in itself. So that's the hard part. Whether it's starters, it's position players, it's relievers, all that stuff, are in play to strengthen the roster. So the tricky part is, assessing what's out there and really trying to make sure we nail, do the best we can with the guys that we know, that we see every day. And, then you got to make a calculated bet. So do we need to upgrade? Yes. I don't think anyone can answer how we're going to go about doing it. That's the problem.
How close are you watching Clayton tonight?
I'll get updates. He should be going here soon. It's a big one. I'm excited. Talked to him, texted with him after his first one, so today's going to be 4 innings. And, if it goes well, there's a real conversation that he can join us for his next turn. Having Graterol now being summoned out to start his rehab is a good thing for us. Michael Grove will be right behind him. Brazier will be right behind him. I said we've got Jason coming back, in a couple, 2-3 days. Muncy yesterday took 2 rounds of short toss. So that's progress. But when that time to come back is, I don't think anyone still knows that. Yamamoto is stretching it out a little bit more, beyond 100 feet. I think close to 125, something like that, 130. But until he gets off a mound, we really don't know a whole lot. And so I think, it still goes back to, it's going to be augmented, but I just don't know how we're going to do it.
Have you ever seen a roster more in flux than it is now with the injuries you had?
Probably not. Not in my tenure. I think it's certainly as far as you're talking about the quality of the players that we haven't had. I don't think I've seen anything like this.
With Glasnow and Clayton on the way and Joe Kelly coming back, do you feel like you're finally starting to at least
turn that IL momentum a little bit?
Once we get a couple more guys back, I'll feel, but having Joe back is great, and the move was Michael Peterson, but having Joe back is certainly someone you can, that's been around and you can trust, and so I know, like I had mentioned maybe 10 days ago, I think Joe was bored, and so I think that now he's back playing in big league games, so I think we'll capture his interest a little bit more.
How do you anticipate managing Tyler Glasnow the rest of the way as innings start compiling, given just how much you're going to rely on him in October? How careful do you think you need to be there?
I think I don't, honestly, Alden, I'm just going to manage him. I don't like the predetermined. I don't think that that's fair to him. The team, I don't think that there's one answer. So the predetermined, you're going to throw 3 innings or 4 innings or 75 pitches. When he takes them out, we're expecting to win. For me, just managing him on each start, and if there's a conversation that needs to be made, if I hear something different, I'll adjust. But for me, I'm going to manage him, once he's active, like any other pitcher.
I think it's more beneficial, right? Even if the innings start mounting, to just keep him on this steady path as opposed to having to shut him down again.
I think so. I mean, I think that people could argue that, an August shutdown might be beneficial to save bullets, which might be the right answer. I think that, this back flare up, butting up against the All-Star break, I think was a good reset for him. And I don't think that we lost, pitch length, but saved, I think it might have been 2 strikes or something like that. So I think that's beneficial. Like I said, though, I don't think that there's one way to go about it and the innings limit. So it's conversation with the training staff, with Tyler, and you just go there and you play baseball.
Is there any data that suggests it's better to limit his pitches per start or to give him more, 7 days between 8 days?
I think one thing that I know we've done that I think he's benefited from is the extra days in between starts. That's something that I feel that starting pitchers are understanding that more teams are doing that, so it's more commonplace to shorten your workload over the course of the season. I think the data part is there still is a mental psychological part too. If you take 3 weeks off in August and then for us to expect him to be dialed in, I don't know if that's fair. Might be the right answer, but again, I just don't think people know that. So for me, I believe in the player having skin in the game. So if you're going to have the conversation and if the player's on board, then we're in it together, regardless of the circumstance. So again, Tyler's time in the big leagues, he deserves to be a part of that conversation, whatever way we go.
Dodgers and Cubs will play next opening season.
Excuse me?
Dodgers and Cubs will play.
Exciting.
Next month.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's great for the game. I think that it was great for us to go to South Korea, and get back and start the season well. I think that there's a lot of people in Asia and Japan in particular that are going to be excited to see us, and obviously they've got Seiya and Imanaga, and so it just makes a lot of sense. It's a lot on our plate as the Dodgers to travel, but I think it's benefit to everyone.
Have you guys felt the effects of playing Korea?
No, I don't think so. I think that there was some skepticism early on from some people, but I thought we made out well.
Yeah, with Bobby Miller, he's listed tomorrow for OKC. What are you looking for from him down there?
So coming back, putting on the IL, from what I hear, the body is moving great, more free. Mentally, he feels really in a good spot. There's no pitch limit relative to what he's done up until this point. I expect the velocity to tick up. I expect the command to be better, and I expect better performance. Albeit just his one outing, but I still think that kind of like looking at Bobby tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to that one.
Are you still sticking to it being more than probably just one outing?
I think that's to be determined. It's a lot of it is on him and how he feels and how he's performing.
Did you say he's on the IL rather than option or?
He's optioned.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, optioned.
And then you mentioned Graterol, he's been in Arizona for a few games. Is his sort of trajectory OKC as well?
Correct. And I think it's Sunday. I think that's when he's supposed to pitch.
Is there anything new on Walker?
Walker is throwing a live session in his hometown in Kentucky today or tomorrow. He's going to be back here in town Tuesday. So we'll know more. We'll put eyes on him on Tuesday.
Do you have more info, like what he's been doing in Florida in terms of like specifically the stuff he's working on?
No.
Have you talked to Yoshi about how he's feeling?
I saw him briefly today, said hello, pleasantries, and from talking to the training staff, there's no pain. And so now he's just trying to strengthen his arm by playing long toss.
Is he playing catch every day still, or is he playing?
You know what? I don't know that answer. The report I got is he was up to 135, so I don't know if that's every day or every other day. I'm not sure.